Good morning, students. In last class already we are completed problems based on magnetometer present in tan A positions and in tan B positions, etc. So today we are ready to starting a new concept, that is the Curie's law. Okay, how we will discuss about Curie's law means this Curie's law will be depends mostly on susceptibility and temperature. On what factors this one is depends? Okay, susceptibility and temperature, how both are interlinking with each other. In this law we will discuss. Okay, susceptibility of a material varies inversely with the temperature in Kelvin, that only we are calling as a Curie's law. Means susceptibility and temperature in kelvins of a given material are inversely proportional to each other. This one only indicates that one. So after getting an idea about this Curie's law, later we will discuss about okay, different properties of given materials. Given materials means in magnetism we have mainly three types of materials present. One is okay, diamagnetic substance, and another one is paramagnetic substance, and one more is ferromagnetic substance. How many types of substances we have? Mainly we have three types of magnetic substances. One is diamagnetic substance, second one is paramagnetic substance, and one more is ferromagnetic substance. So here we are going through compare the properties of dia, para and ferromagnetic substances. So individually we will discuss, students. First of all, I want to start about diamagnetic substances. Diamagnetic substances means okay, these substances never acts as a magnet when we will try to that one as a are preparing as a magnet. So for this one, few examples first initially I will represent. Okay, those are copper, silver, mercury, water, gold. Those things only we are treated as a diamagnetic substances. See, students, okay, for each one few different points I am ready to recalling here. Okay, you will go one by one. First, properties of diamagnetic substance. Now I am starting. See here, students, diamagnetic substances. When these materials is placed in a magnetic field, they are magnetized feebly in opposite direction to the applied external field. Means here these materials are not ready to act as a magnet, or these materials are not ready to convert as a magnets. This thing we are discussing here. See, students, one more point also we are ready to recalling here. When a rod of diamagnetic material is suspended freely in a uniform field, it comes to rest perpendicular to the direction of the applied magnetic field. For example, think it, students, in this direction, maybe that diamagnetic substance is present, means we are applied material, okay, we are applied field like this, means field and that okay, diamagnetic substances both will becomes in rest. Okay, both are perpendicular to each other, we may observe. Okay, after completion of that one, if you are placing in a non-uniform field, okay, in non-uniform field, what will happen, students? At some regions weaker strength is present, at some regions okay, greater field strength is present. So in this situation, okay, at place to place or region to region, okay, that field strength will be varying. Is it clear, students? So they kept in non-uniform field or non-uniform magnetic field, they moves from a greater field strength to region of less field strength. Is it clear, students? These are the things. After completion of these 4 points, I am going for relative permeability. This relative permeability, how we will discuss, mu r is we are taken as less than 1. Okay, and that too, this one is a positive value only. Okay, mu r is less than 1, but it is a positive value. So after completion of that one, we are going for susceptibility of a magnetic materials, means your susceptibility is low value, and that too this is negative value we may observe. Susceptibility psi is low and negative we are observing here. Okay, students. And one more thing, students, diamagnetic substance does not obey Curie's law. Curie's law, what we are informed now, susceptibility is inversely proportional to temperature. In case of diamagnetic substances, okay, Curie's law is not obeyed. Actually, diamagnetic substances are not a magnetic materials, and that too, magnetization has a small negative value. These are the things, these are the points were recalled for diamagnetic substances. After completion of diamagnetic substances, then we will go for paramagnetic substances. Okay, first I will inform few examples: platinum, manganese, ferric chloride. These are acts as a paramagnetic substances. So these magnets, okay, these substances easily, okay, just we can convert as a magnet, but these are acts as a weak strength magnets or temporary magnets, like that they can act. So how we are getting these things? Simply we can observe here. When these materials placed in a magnetic field, they are magnetized feebly in the direction of the applied magnetic field. Okay, they can easily magnetize first of all. When a rod of paramagnetic material is suspended freely in a uniform field, it comes to rest in the direction of the applied magnetic field. But previously, in case of diamagnetic conditions, what we are informed, so diamagnetic material will be comes to rest in a perpendicular direction to the applied or external magnetic field. But in case of paramagnetic substances, okay, in the direction of field only, that magnetic rod or paramagnetic substance is comes to, okay, parallel to that, okay, direction of the field only. Is it clear, students? So this is about uniform magnetic field we are discussing. If suppose the paramagnetic substances are placed in non-uniform, okay, magnetic field, means at some locations field strength is less, at some locations field strength is stronger or greater. So in that situation, what will happen? That magnetic field direction only, that one is also present. See here, when they kept in non-uniform magnetic field, they moves from the region of less field strength to the region of greater field strength. This is the thing we may recall it here, students. Then we will go for relative permeability. Relative permeability value in this case greater than 1, and also this is a positive value. And then we will go for susceptibilities, means susceptibility is small and positive. See, students, okay, these paramagnetic substances are, okay, obeying Curie's law, and also magnetization has a small positive value. So once one by one I will recall here. Mu r is greater than 1 and positive, susceptibility I is small and positive, and this paramagnetic substances obeys Curie's law, and magnetization has a small positive value. These are the few properties we are discussed about paramagnetic substances. After completion of these paramagnetic substances, finally we will discuss about ferromagnetic substances. In ferromagnetic substances also, one thing, students, okay, best examples are iron, cobalt and nickel. So students, by using these ferromagnetic substances only, we can ready to construct, okay, strong magnets, okay, or permanent magnets. We can ready to construct or ready to preparing by using ferromagnetic substances. What are the best examples for ferromagnetic substances? Iron, cobalt and nickel are the best examples for ferromagnetic substances. Okay, when we are placed these ferromagnetic substances in a magnetic field, compulsory they can act as a magnet. So when these materials placed in magnetic field, they are magnetized strongly in the direction of the applied external field only. So when a ferromagnetic rod is suspended in a uniform field, okay, freely, it comes to rest in the direction of the applied magnetic field. Means compulsory that, okay, ferromagnetic substances rods are suspended freely in a magnetic field, means in the direction of magnetic field only they came and stay in rest positions. Okay, these are the one of the important point in ferromagnetic substances. After completion of these 3 points, just when we are placing these ferromagnetic substances in non-uniform magnetic field means here also this moves from lesser field strength to stronger field strength, students. Lesser field strength to stronger field strength we will discuss. See, when they kept in non-uniform magnetic field, they comes from lesser field strength region to stronger field strength region. So now here permeabilities or relative permeabilities we will discuss means mu r value is greater than 1 and susceptibility value is becomes high and positive. This is obeying Curie's law, but here this Curie's law is represented as Xi is equal to C divided by T minus Tc, where C is we are calling as Curie's constant, we may call it, and here magnetization value is large and positive only. Magnetization has large positive value. These are the things. After completion of this thing, students, in this chapter, the last and final concept is hysteresis loop or hysteresis curve. How we will discuss about this hysteresis? Just now only we will discuss it. As a question, I am repeating, students. What do you understand by hysteresis? How does this property influence the choice of material used in different appliances where electromagnets are used? This thing or this way only we are now discussing. See, first of all, hysteresis curve I am showing here, students. This is we are calling as a hysteresis curve or hysteresis loop. So here one thing you are observing, this is two-dimensional coordinate system. Let this is x-axis and this one is y-axis. So on x-axis we are taking a h. H is nothing but intensity of magnetizing field. Intensity of magnetizing field, H is we are taken on which axis? X-axis. And B, magnetic induction, or one more thing is intensity of magnetization I. Either I or B we are taken on which axis? Y-axis we are taken. See, students, here one thing we are observing. First, initially we are increasing H value means the curve is also moves along O to A. So observe carefully. H is increasing means here curve moves along O to here A. So at A, what's the thing you are observing here? At A, here magnetic conduction B is becomes maximum, that is a saturation point. So this is maximum magnetic conduction plus B maximum we are represented at a point A. So further, if you are decreasing H value, so our guessing is the curve is moving along from A to O, but it is not possible, it is not observing in case of ferromagnetic substances placed in magnetizing field, but the curve will be moves along A to small b. Where to where it is moving? A to small b, the curve is moving. So at position B, observe, students, clearly here H value is 0, but I value is not becomes 0. So H is becomes 0, but I value is not becomes 0. So this OB is we are calling as retentivity. In case of retentivity, H is equal to 0, but I is not equal to 0. Is it clear, students? That only we are calling here as retentivity. If suppose further, if you are reducing H in negative direction or we are going in minus H conditions, means here minus H I am representing, this is plus H, this is plus B, this is minus B I am representing. So in negative H direction, if you are going means at one more point C, what happens here? Here H value is we are observing as, what's the thing, students? Negative value, but in this situation I is becomes 0. So the value of magnetizing field required to reduce I is 0, means at what condition I value is becomes 0? When H is reduced in negative directions or moving in opposite directions. This one only we are calling as nothing but OC represents coercivity, or we are calling as coercive force. OC we are calling as coercivity or coercive force only. So if you are continuously varying B and H values, finally we will get loop from D to E, E to F, and finally F to A. So observe clearly, students, how the graph is varying means First initially O to A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F and F to A. This is completely appears as one closed curve shape or loop shape. Okay, these are the things. Now individually we will discuss few things here. Cycle of magnetization. One thing I am informing to you. When a ferromagnetic specimen is slowly magnetized, the intensity of magnetization varies with magnetic field through a cycle. Is called what we can call that is cycle of magnetization. So after completion of that, we will discuss about hysteresis. The lagging of intensity of magnetization I and magnetic induction behind magnetizing field H is called hysteresis. Means by varying H values, then what will happen here? I and B values is also varying. Those explanations we can observe with the help of which one? Hysteresis only. So after that, I am ready to discussing about retentivity. How we can define retentivity, students? The value of I for which H is equal to 0 is called retentivity. So means in case of retentivity, I value is present but H value is equal to 0. In that only we are calling as retentivity. After completion of retentivity, students, just I am discussing about coercivity. See students, the value of magnetizing force required to reduce I is 0 in reverse direction of H is called coercive force or coercivity. In this condition, I value is becomes 0 and H value is acts in opposite direction or in reverse direction only we may call it. Okay students. So already explanation given, but once recalling here, explanation of hysteresis loop or hysteresis curve. Consider a ferromagnetic substance iron is in magnetizing field. When the bar is slowly magnetized, the magnetic field rises with H. This is we know. OA curve shows that B increases with H at a point A. B is becomes constant that has a saturation value. So this is the one point A. At this point A, what will happen, students? B is becomes maximum. Is it clear? So students, observe carefully. When H value decreases, curve not comes back along AO. Here to O, it is never came back, but it moves from A to B. So at B, it has some value while H is 0. In this case at B, H value is 0, but I value is not equal to 0. So in figure, this OB represents, we are calling as retentivity. This OB represents which one? Retentivity. So if further H decreases in opposite directions or in negative values conditions, at C, what will happen, students? I is becomes 0. So OC is representing coercive force or coercivity. So in figure, OC represents coercivity. Is it clear, students? Hysteresis loop helps us to choose the materials for specific purposes. For specific purposes, which type of material is used for? This hysteresis curve only helpful for us. While varying H and I or B values, curve is observed along A, B, C, D, E, F, A. So permanent magnets, we want to discuss one thing, students. Permanent magnets available means by using these permanent magnets only we can ready to construct a few devices such as galvanometers, voltmeters and ammeters, etc. Is it clear, students? With the help of permanent magnets only we can ready to construct about these galvanometers or voltmeters, or one more thing is voltmeters or ammeters. These things easily we can construct.